Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signing, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Justin Arnold on the line, and he is founder and CEO over at Blocklight. Justin, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Adam.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at Blocklight, but before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in business and in your career?
So basically started professionally into my career right after college. I was trained as an engineer at Purdue University, so boiler up to any Boilermakers out there. I started working in manufacturing on the engineering and operations side of a food co-packing company. And I found myself building a lot of digital tools for my peers and my own teams that save time, streamline some processes. And so quickly I leaned towards more of the finance, technology, IT side of the business. And I was able to learn, a lot about business development, business strategy. And I was even lucky enough to be mentored by the CFO and CEO there. I kind of became the go-to numbers guy, per se. So, and then one day they asked me if I knew anybody that could basically lead a team to take their internal quality system to market and commercialize it, basically a quality startup. And so I thought, well, why not me? So I said I could do it. I didn't know if I could, but I knew I could figure it out. And then, that's really what got me loving launching and building startups. So, I worked with that team for 2 years. We took that quality product to market. And then shortly after, I had been drawn to starting startups, so I founded Blocklight, and that's the company we're working on now.
Wow, I love it. And I love the story because it's just one of those things where if you just say yes, you don't know what's going to happen next. It doesn't always work out good, obviously, but sometimes it does. And I love to hear your story. So that being said, we all learn from our ups, downs, sideways, everything in between, right? As entrepreneurs and people in our career, now it's literally your business, which we're going to get into more with Blocklight. But before we do, there's some younger entrepreneurs, some people that are just getting started. Maybe they're just on their first entrepreneurial venture outside of college. What kind of advice would you give to that group of newbies?
I'd say find something that you're definitely passionate about and pursue it. Never give up. Failure is not an option, right? You can always pivot, but, failure, just keep pushing always. Some of the best advice I ever had was just don't let your startup die. And don't be afraid to ask for help or learn from those around you, right? Like surround yourself with successful people and treat the constructive criticism they give you as gold. And aside from that, obviously be prepared to work really, really hard, get uncomfortable, and embrace failure. There were things in my first startup that I don't do with this startup, and that's, intentional and part of growth. So always stay true to yourself.
I love that, Justin. And that's going on Twitter, Ask Adam Torres. Just don't let your startup die from Justin Arnold. I love it. You're getting quoted on that one. That's podcast tip of the day. I'm in. I love it. It's simple, but it's like one of those things. Just don't let it die. I love it.
It's pushed me through some hard times before, so.
Amazing. Let's switch it up a bit, Justin. Let's get a little bit further into Blocklight. So you hinted at what you do. Let's go further. So tell us more about the company, please.
Yeah, so Blocklight, we're a startup based in Chicago. At our core, we're a data and analytics platform for online businesses. Our goal is to give the creatives of e-commerce back, their precious time and help them make data-driven decisions about their business, accelerate growth, and simplify the process of managing a small business online. If you think about the modern online retailer today with sales between $500 and $25K a month, they're using a variety of tools to manage their business. They got a digital shopping cart, right? So Shopify or Square to collect revenues. They've got a platform like QuickBooks to manage their expenses. They're managing emailing marketing campaigns with MailChimp and tools like SendGrid. And of course, they're using Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to grow their brands and create awareness about what they're doing. And, we're breaking down these data silos and mashing all this data together to help e-commerce businesses work smarter and not harder.
Oh, that's awesome. What do you find, and I know this will change from business to business, obviously, size of business, where they're at, and obviously who the founders are or co-founders. But I do also know that certain themes tend to arise. What do you find are some of the common challenges that these startups have prior to working with you?
So really it's, just the complexity of the data in so many different places, right? So, they're always trying to manually manipulate things, throw it into Excel, pivot it up, right? Like that wastes time from the creatives being able to be creative. They don't have the ability to go out and hire a biz dev person full time to give direction, right? Like a lot of that stuff can be automated today in the world of big data, right? And so really the biggest challenge they have is time.
Can you give me an example of, I don't need a client, but an example of automation? Because I think that word is thrown around a lot, and I don't think that everybody, and despite size of company, it could be a larger company, it could be a smaller company, don't really understand quite the value of automating processes, even simple ones.
So a good example would be understanding what marketing is working to drive sales, right? So let's say you're using MailChimp and you're putting out email marketing campaigns. Like, how do you know what converts? Like, how do you know what's pushing conversions on your store, right? And so by having data from both of those different integrations, integrated data sources are the future, and it's here, right? So mashing that data together and then being able to say, hey, when you pushed this product in this type of way to this demographic of people, and your response in Shopify sales was this, you can provide suggestive analytics that say you should be doing more of this, and then automate that so that it saves them time, really takes the thinking out of it and the time to do the work out of it as well.
Man, I love it. That's a really good example. That's awesome. So Justin, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on Blocklight, and just so that they know if they're the right type of company to reach out to or business owner, do you have any particular niches or type of companies that you favor?
So right now we are primarily supporting Shopify store owners. That will grow to encompass more online shopping cart providers over time. But if you're a small to medium-sized e-commerce business using Shopify or a variety of tools online like we've talked about, you could definitely reach out and get with us to get on the platform and start to grow smartly.
That's awesome. So Justin, what's the best way for somebody that is listening to reach out and learn more about Blocklight? Where should they go?
So you can find us at blocklight.io. Our phone number's there, so you can give us a call. You can follow us and join our community on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, just by searching the handle Blocklight.io with no dot. And then, like I said, if you're interested in using the platform, you can sign up online or even just send me a direct message on LinkedIn.
Perfect. Well, hey, Justin, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background as an entrepreneur and also all the great work you're doing over at Blocklight to help our entrepreneurs out there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Justin, thanks again for coming on the show. Thank you.